Hi and welcome to MMBTechTv, where we like to help you find affordable products faster. If this is your first time here, my name is Ryan, and if you want to keep up to date with all things tech, all you need to do is make sure you hit subscribe and hit the bell so you do not miss anything. So there is an abundance of Apple Watch clones available on the market in all different kind of types, both good and bad. But the issue I have personally found is that the screen is not quite full screen. However, we have found the answer to the full screen Apple Watch clone. Let's jump in and find out. The watch is based on the latest smartwatch from Apple, the Apple Watch Series 5. Now it comes packed with features such as heart rate monitoring, wireless charging, ECG, Bluetooth, and a host of other features, making it a great Apple Watch clone. So let's take a little look. So as you can see by the packaging, really simple, nothing else on it, just the main image of what you would expect, or showing you it's the Apple Watch Series 5. Now it does come in two sizes. It comes in a 40mm and a 44mm. Comes in a variety of colours from rose gold, space grey and silver, something for everybody. So as you go into the box, let's open it up. You're just then revealing the actual watch itself. Nothing much to all the kind of bits and bobs in here. Move that out of the way. You're then greeted by what looks like the charger, which has got magnetic pins on it. So it's a magnetic pin charger. We will test that out as well. And of course you get your instruction manual, which comes in two languages. So it does come in Chinese and in English, but of course we never read these, do we? We never read them at all. So you can see there's nothing fancy, there's nothing major to the packaging. You don't get that sort of Apple experience, but I suppose we're not paying for it, are we? Because of course we have come to see the actual Apple Watch itself. Now this is the one. Now looking at it from first glance, from taking it out of the box, you wouldn't have a clue because of this big LCD screen. Now it's got a 1.54 inch IPS LCD screen. It's a 240 by 240 pixel resolution, and it's got 380 milliamp hour battery inside the watch as well. But looking at it, you wouldn't have a clue, would you? If you was passing somebody in the street and you looked at the watch itself, you wouldn't have an absolute clue, would you? Look at that. But of course, it comes with rubber bands. You could like rubber silicone bands on board the watch. And of course, it's got this metal sort of feel. I don't know if you can hear it, but very hard metal sort of style. And let's look at these. And you've got the removable straps as well, which is great because you can buy new ones of these from shops like AliExpress or eBay and get them really cheap. Or if you even find some genuine ones that you've found secondhand, they would fit straight on as well, and they simply just glide into place and lock in, which is just brilliant. Now let's take a look around the watch and see what we've got. So of course, as mentioned, you've got that big 1.54 inch IPS LCD screen. Coming onto the side, what appears to be a microphone there, and you've got your digital crown, which is a pressy one. It clicks, it rotates, so we'll find out when we boot it up, is it gonna actually do anything? Looking on the back then, you've got your heart rate sensor, and then the two pins at the top, which would be for charging. Not much there, doesn't look like nothing else much has changed in terms of the other clones. Have they improved this? We'll find out. And then two speakers just on the side there. So let's boot it up and see what it's like. Greeted by that welcome. I think taking its time, and there you are. Look at that. So there you go. You've got the big full screen display. Now you may have seen on our show before, we've done reviews of the IWO range, and they predominantly have that chin just at the bottom, which they always look the part, but it's always a bit of a giveaway. Whenever you kind of turn your watch and then you see it and it's like, well, that's not a real one, is it? But now they seem to have eliminated that by this big display. So they are getting closer to the actual genuine ones. But as you can see, nice clear colour there. Let's remove the plastic off it. Let's remove the plastic there. And as you can see, it's got this beautiful display. Now, it is a touchscreen display, which is great. So let's have a look and swipe through the options there. So if we press and hold, you should then already be greeted by some pre-installed watch faces, which you would kind of expect. We've seen all these on some of the other watches that we've seen, or the IWO range that we have usually on the show. They've got all of those, so by the looks of it, there's a small bundle on there to get you started for now. Now, I know some of the Apple Watches, you can change the watch faces to custom ones, which we have done a video of that, but as we're aware, some of the watches are locked to, you can't alter any of the settings or change it, but if we can figure it out how to change the display on this one or download your own, and then what we will do is there will be a card above us on the screen now telling you how to do that, so make sure you look out for that one. So let's have a look then. So as we swipe down from the top, you're greeted by all the other bits, all those other kind of support menus that you'd expect. So you've got your connectivity there, information, let's click on that. Here we go, giving you all the information regarding the watch. Doesn't mean anything to me, that normally. Battery usage now. The battery usage I've found on this during my testing, from one full charge, I've managed to go about just short of 2 days. But that's using the ECG on board. That's on there. Using things like Siri, getting all my push notifications sent through. So as you would expect to as a normal watch. So you do get a good couple of days out of it, which is good. You can set your alarms straight from here. You've got your QR code, which if you wanted to scan that, that would then take you to direct how to install the Fundu app, which is the app that supports all your fitness tracking and stuff on the eWatch. Let's have a look, and then you can change your menu style from the Smart style on 9 apps, which then allows you to have this bigger sort of menu there, but of course we'll come into that in just a second. Let's change it back, because I'm not a big fan of that. So let's change it back to there. So as we swipe to the sides, you're then going straight into those sport exercises, those things why we buy fitness watches, because we want to track our fitness. So here you're greeted by, then you've got walking, running, hiking, biking, basketball, badminton, ping pong, football. So just a couple there. So predominantly a lot of the big ones that we like to track are there straight from that side menu. Let's go to that way. Let's swipe that way. Once you swipe there, you're into your main menu. Now there is a tiny bit of lag, not much. It's a massive improvement in the ranges before this, in my opinion, because they used to judder around a lot. But it is a slight improvement still. Visually looks a lot better. I don't think the camera's actually given it justice to how nice it actually looks. It's a huge step up from the IWO ranges in the past there. And does it do anything when we swipe from the bottom? Let's have a look. It wants to try and connect to a Bluetooth device. So you can, that's another option there. So let's go through this menu and see exactly what you get on board. Now we know there is loads of other stuff on there, like mentioned. There's a touchscreen heart rate sensor, supports up to 22 languages. There's an ECG, it's IP68 certified as well against dust and water resistance. So you can track your swimming in it and all that kind of stuff. You get Siri support, there's wireless charging, push notifications. So you can already see there's an abundance of stuff already, and that's even before we've actually tapped inside the watch. So let's start from the top and have a little look. So you've got the camera there, which of course this can be a camera support. So once it's paired Bluetooth to your device, you can then see your camera shutter through there and control, perhaps if you're doing big pictures, family, you can set your phone off to one side and use that to control the shutter, which is a handy little feature. Coming into it, you've got your alarm on there. We all need an alarm, we all need one, or a stopwatch. Moving on, what's this here? You've got a calculator. It's like going back to the Casio days. Has anyone ever used a calculator on a smartwatch? If you have, let me know in the comments. I've never actually used a calculator on a smartwatch. What's this one here? So you've got your motion, so you can flip to mute incoming calls, flip to mute alarms. It's got wake up gestures there. And what else has it got on board? And you've got shake to answer a call. So there's quite a few little features built in there in terms of the gestures, which is good. As we move on, let's keep going through that menu. So music, you can control music through your device. Now this is music that you've downloaded, that it's there on your devices. At the moment, as far as I'm aware, it can't control Spotify, but if it does, or if I've managed to find a way to do it, I'll pin it as the top comment on this actual video, so make sure you look out for that one. Let's have a look. Moving on, so as we tap this, you've got your anti-lost, so if you lose your watch or you lose your device, vice versa, it'll help you track it. So that's a very familiar one that we've seen on some of the other smartwatches in the past. I know when I've got my Samsung Active Watch, I use it if I've lost my phone, so it's a nice little feature to have tapped in there, very misunderstood. So you've got this little moon and stars. It does track your sleep pattern, so it'll tell you when you're in your light sleep and your deep sleeps. So if you're into recording that, perhaps for health reasons, it might be good to use that app and take a little look. The next one, which is predominantly is the ones that we want to use the most. Now I have tested this and also asked my father to confirm with a machine that he uses. Now my dad is a paramedic, so I've added him to check to see if it's actually working. Now it does, they say they're never accurate, or they're never 100%. So let's try and do a reading at the moment now. So this, from doing it from using the watch and then to actually doing it using a proper machine, it was a little bit out, but you can use these to give you rough guides to if you want to monitor your fitness or perhaps for health reasons. So it's saying mine at the moment then is 79. Oh, it's jumped up to 90. Is it because let's have a look. It's jumped down to 70. It's because I've not got it on tight. So let me wear it on tight so it should be reading it properly. But as you can see, it's jumping around now. 86. Let's see if it gets it right. Now I've started to calm down. 79. So you generally get the idea. So you can use that then to monitor your fitness, and of course you can use that then to log that in your health and your fitness apps as well. So nice little, we always love those kind of things on smartwatches. Moving on to your next app, you've got this, which is ABC, which I'm assuming you would use this to dial in from here and make the call yourself. So you can dial it from here because of course it's Bluetooth. You can speak and make calls through it. It's not the best, but again, not too bad. It's not too bad. You make of it what you think. Let's move on though. As you can see, there are plenty of options hidden away on the actual watch itself. So you've got your calendar. Again, you can't link these to your Google calendars, which is a massive shame. I've said if you could link these like you could on your smartphone to your Google calendars or your Outlook calendars, it would be a brilliant thing to have, but at the moment it's just something that it just doesn't do. You've got the chance then, again, embedded in here, you can change the app style. So as you saw earlier, you had it where you've got the blocks, or you can have it as the very typical Apple kind of style. I prefer it like this, to be honest. You can go directly into your text messages. WhatsApps I'm not aware of. We can read these on here. It's just text messages that are natively on your devices, so you can still go into them and have a little look using the app. So let's keep going on then, and let's tap on here. So this is your ECG. So not only have you got a heart rate monitor, but there's an ECG on board as well. So again, let's have a little look. So for a clone Apple Watch, it's averaging out my ECG at, and again, you can use these results and log them in the Fondue Pro app, which is really good. So perhaps if you want to monitor them for health concerns, you can do that, but it's definitely got that on board as well. And as mentioned earlier, they're not medical equipment, but it's the nearest that you can get to give you a bit of a rough idea if there's something that you want to track whilst doing all of your fitness. So that's a great feature to have on board. Again, you've got your settings, when you tap on there, so you can go into your Bluetooth settings, you can go into your clock, you've got your new notification bright. What's that? So if you get a new notification, it'll light your device up if that's something you want on. The sound, the volume, display settings in terms of the brightness, I'm resetting them as well. Moving on, as you can see, it's got loads packed inside here. This is what we like. So you've got tap to your alarm. We always need alarms. I use my alarm to wake me up in the morning. So you've got one of them packed in. You can make your calls on there. When it's connected via Bluetooth, you can go through your contact list that's on your device. So of course, ready to then make that call if you want to make calls using the smartwatch. So that is an option that's tucked away in there. You can look at your call log so you can see who you've called, and again then you can then decide if you're going to make the call. It's got sedentary reminders on here, so perhaps if you're someone who works in an office and you sat down for quite a while, this will remind you that you've been sat down for far too long or for a certain period, and then it will allow you or remind you to get up, have a bit of a stretch, you know, do your shoulders, that kind of stuff. You know the ones, you've seen them, which they're actually quite good for you, so I'd recommend having them in a watch. Looks like one here we've got a temperature, so of course this one's apparently going to measure your blood pressure. Now let's have a look. So far, health wise, like I mentioned earlier, they are all right. I wouldn't use them as medical equipment, you know, and go to your GP with it, but they're there as a rough guide for you if you're measuring them during any sort of fitness tracking. So we say my blood pressure there was, let's see if it'll show it again, 115/79. There you go, there you go. So the next one there, you've got your steps. So of course it's step counting. If you're into your steps, I know from having different sort of these kind of smartwatches now, you find yourself sort of addicted to step counting. I've now set myself 10,000 steps per day, and when I don't get there, it's really frustrating, isn't it? But that, you've got a step counter on there, which is pretty accurate from some of the testing that I've been doing. So if you're into steps, fabulous. Let's move on to your next one. So you can see there's a little man running there, and these again are your sports modes. So you've got walking, running, hiking, biking, basketball, badminton, ping pong, football. They are the key ones there. So as you can see, you go into there, you hit go, it'll go 3, 2, 1, and there you are. So again, it'll measure the time, how many steps, calories you've burnt, your BPM, marching speeds. Oh, there we go. So again, it can log all this information in one of these clone smartwatches. It's amazing what you can get now on these. And then as you come to the last few options at the bottom just there, it can measure your temperature. So this is a new one. I've not seen this in a clone smartwatch before, so this is great. So let's see if it can record my temperature. 36.2, which is not bad. That's average for a male. And it's pretty warm in the room as well because of all the lights and stuff. So you get that on there as well. That was another little cheeky feature hidden away there. You've got your, if we go into this bottom one just there, and then again you've got all your fitness tracking. So this is where if you've logged any of your fitness in this bottom option there, this is where it'll have it all stored away. So if you need a point to refer back to, you can always just look in there. And then as we go into the final bit, you've got your QR code there, which again, you can access that from the swiping down at the top to see all of your options in there. So as you see, there is a bunch of options to get you through the day. Now, the only thing it does not do is the crown that's on the side here. When you rotate it, it doesn't zoom in, zoom out like it does on the actual Apple Watch. The only thing it does do is press it for your back button there. But overall, it is a great watch, and it is the next best thing to an Apple Watch. Now, from first glance, you wouldn't have an absolute clue. It's packed full of features from all the other features we mentioned before, including things like your push notifications, pedometers, sedentary reminders, GPS, step tracking, and of course, because what you do get is with it, you get something called the Forever Warranty, which is if you lose, break, damage it at all, you get a brand new one. Now, I think there's a small admin price to pay. I think it's about $20. roughly. You have to check their website for all the details, but which is great, because if you're anything like me who loses, who breaks stuff, who damages stuff all the time, keep hold of that receipt, or keep that proof of purchase somewhere, and then you can use that to claim to grab a new one if you ever if you ever damage it, which is great. I've never seen this in a company before, so go and have a look. Go and have a look at their store. Now, all the details will be hidden away down in the description below, so go and have a look. And you can pick this up for $119, or it's about £90 from foreverstore.co. So go and have a look. But of course, because you are a MMBTechTv viewer, you do get 10% off the actual watch itself with the discount code MMBTech. So MMBTechTech. So go and head over to the website foreverstore.co and get your 10% off this as well, using that discount code MMBTech. So go and have a look. So go and grab it. And don't forget as well, if you want to check out more from us, all you need to do is head over to the website. It's mmbtechtv.co.uk. There you can find all of our videos, check out our blogs, and even shop for some of our merchandise. So go and head over and check it out. But thank you very much for joining us, and until next time, it's bye-bye for now.